Hey everyone, I just got home from seeing Robert, and then I walked in the room and they were cleaning him up, so I had to walk back out. But anyway, they had tossed him and turned him so much, and they had switched him onto his right side. They're trying to switch him back and forth every couple of hours so he doesn't get bed sores and stuff like that. And I got to talk to the nurses, and they said that, he was awake while they were doing that, and he had been awake a couple of times today. I didn't get a chance to ask if anybody had been up there to see him today. But anyway, he is basically alert. He knows that people are there. He responds when you talk to him. I got him to open his eyes for a second. He was like really exhausted after they had tossed him and turned him and all of that. And so he was yawning, and I said, Robert, I know it's late and I know you're tired. I said, but at least open your eyes and say hi to me. Let me know that I'm here. And so he did for about a second and then closed them. And I played him some music, some of his favorite songs, and talked to him while I was there. And he sounded to me like he was snoring. He probably was. But anyway, one of the reasons I came on here is because something happened today that concerned me a little bit, but not really a whole lot. I got a call from Adult Protective Services, and she was asking me about his living arrangements and all that, and just different questions, and asked me, has anybody ever forced him to do his panhandling? And I was like, no. Robert did that, because that's what he's always done. I said I met him 14 years ago, which is the truth. And when I met him, he was in a halfway house. And I said prior to that, I said the things that he told me. He lived under a bridge with his dog in Houston, and he has always done dumpster diving, or he'd sit on the corner in Houston and panhandle. That's what Robert did. That's who he is. It's part of him, and I don't think that people really realize that. Anybody that knows Robert from when he came to Granny's House of Hope in Conroe, when Miss Bonnie was still alive, knows that's what he did. I honestly did not even know what panhandling was or what dumpster diving was until I met him and James Dees. I didn't. Call me naive, whatever. I had no idea. They're the ones that were always wanting to go dumpster diving and picking up furniture off the side of the road or whatever else. And you know what? They always ended up with some good stuff. Seriously. And I kind of got accustomed to that. And Robert and I would be driving down the road or something. He'd say, hey, we need to stop over here because I see something that, might be worth picking up. And a lot of the recliners and stuff that I've had in my home, actually, this one that I'm sitting in came from a dumpster. And it was nearly perfect condition when I got it. The one my husband's sitting in the house came from a dumpster. The only thing that didn't work on it was the electrical part. And a good chair. It is comfortable. This one's comfortable. They're not broken. Sorry, lost connection for a second. They're not broken down or anything. You know, I don't know. It's what they like to do. And so anyway, she just asked me a few questions, and she asked me about his family and if he had any, family or children or anything like that. And I said, well, he does. I said, but good luck finding them. And they haven't had anything to do with each other for years, And I said, Robert doesn't really want anything to do with his family, and his family doesn't want anything to do with him. I said, and that's why I've always handled everything for him. I said, I pay all of his bills for him. We pool our money together, actually, and pay our bills. There are bills, we pay them together. The water and the electricity is in his name. It is what it is, and I said, he's not really good on finances, so I'm the one that does it all. And I said, I'm authorized on his account. I'm authorized with the VA. And then she asked me, well, does anybody have a power of attorney? And I told her, and I told you guys, I just found it the other day. And I actually faxed it up to the hospital. And I said, yeah, me. I said, he's been with me for 14 years. And, we've always helped each other. So anyway, then she asked me, she said, well, is he going to be able to come home? And I was like, well, I don't really have a place for him right now. Not in the condition he's in, I told her his trailer, it's got a lot of problems. I said, my son's been here fixing it up and everything, getting it cleaned up and all that. I said, but in order to keep it from leaking, we have a tarp over top of it. I was honest, because that's the way it is. My son has cleaned all the carpeting in there with my carpet machine. He has been rearranging and boxing up stuff and stacking it in the back room. Fixing things over there, fix the water leaks and all of that, because I haven't really had anybody that has had time to be able to do all that stuff. And so, now all that's done, and I guess we could put a ramp out there, and Robert could stay in the trailer now. It's not really that bad since it's been cleaned up. And I believe hospice, I could get him on hospice, and they could come out several times during the day and do whatever care he needs, along with me as his caretaker. I don't know. I have no idea why this lady was really calling, or what the plan of action is. I really don't. So I guess tomorrow I'm going to get with Home Health, which is who, between the VA and Home Health, is how I got signed up as his caretaker. And see what can be done, and call the hospital and find out, exactly what type of care he's going to be needing if he does come home, what the VA will furnish, what Home Health will do. I don't know. I've never had to do anything like this before. I've done caretaking for people that had Parkinson's disease, that I actually had to, get them in and out of bed, bathe them, all of that kind of stuff. Some of them had to be hand fed, but I've never cared for anybody that didn't have any type of physical movement, and he doesn't have any physical movement, just the facial movement at this point. That's not to say that, it took this long for him to get this far. Okay? So that's not to say that every day he's not going to progress more. I don't have those answers. Only God has those answers. So, I just don't know. And if anybody's ever been through this, maybe y'all have some suggestions for me. Because I really don't know what the next step is. I don't know if I should maybe try to find a facility that's close around here to try to get him into where he has round-the-clock care, which I'm here 24/7, but unless he was in my home, which Richard's there now too, but my son's not going to want to deal with all that. I'll just be honest. He's not going to want to deal with all that. It's going to be on me and my shoulders. And with the 2 kids, I don't honestly know that I would be able to do it without somebody else here to help me. I'll just be honest. I don't know if I would be able to. My sister-in-law has done home health care as well. She might be willing to help me out. But I don't know. I mean, I'd love to have him home. I would. But I would love it even more if I had a room on this house that he could be in. Where he'd just be right here. And I could keep a better eye on him. I know that before all this happened, Robert was talking to a lady that was going to donate a trailer to us. If I can find her phone number and call her, and we can get that property cleared up with some help, it's going to take help, and get somebody to move the trailer in here, he would have either way, either we'd have a 3-bedroom trailer and he would have the house, or vice versa. And it'd probably be better if he had the house, because he doesn't need that big of a place. So I don't know. Everything's just like up in the air right now. And I'm not real sure what to do, where to even begin. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So, any of y'all that are watching this, if you have any suggestions, if you've ever known anybody that's been through this, or anything, let me know. And I'm sorry, I know it's late, but I just got home from the hospital. And I was thinking about this all the way home. I got this call this afternoon, and all the way home from the hospital, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, yeah, I just kind of felt like they're trying to get ready to bring him home. And I'm not sure. So I've got to find all this out. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm going to sit here and try to stop the wheels from spinning, because right now they're spinning, and go to bed pretty soon, because I'm getting tired. So everyone have a good night, and let me hear what y'all have to say. Love you guys.